Hey everyone, how are you? Ashley Ahmadzai here, the Psychic Life Coach, and I am here with another Thought Leader Thursday, the amazing Sophia Nickell. She is a self-love mentor and she advocates for women to really listen to their heart and to hear what she is saying to you. What does your body need? What are your next steps? She's also an angel intuitive and she uses her gifts to better understand, help you better understand yourself and move forward in the direction of your dreams. Sophia, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We've had such a good time pre-recording this so far.
Yeah.
So Sophia, she is an amazing friend of mine. We've been friends for at least, would you say 2 years now?
I think I met you a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. Time flies. We actually met at, I was hosting a sacred circle for the spiritually curious, and that's when we first connected. And I was like, this woman has an amazing gift, and she has been one of my greatest teachers ever since. So I'm really, really excited to have her here today to share all of her wisdom with you guys. So Sophia, why don't you share a little bit about what you do and how you came to be the self-love mentor and angel intuitive?
So I came to be doing this, like it's totally evolved from when I started. But how I came to do this is I started to experience postpartum depression after my second baby. And I realized really quickly that I had to take care of a 3-year-old and a baby and myself and home and my husband and like all the things that us women put on ourselves, the responsibilities. And I didn't know how to do it. Like I felt so spread thin. I felt so, I felt a lack of support. I felt a lot of different ways and I felt not good enough. I think that was my biggest piece, and that I just didn't know how to take care of myself. So for about 1.5 years, 2 years almost, I felt this way. And I learned that if I pulled cards, so I had a teacher, I had a mentor teach me how to pull cards and to support myself in that way so that I could get out of this headspace of the cycling negative thoughts in my head. And I would pull cards and I would just ask angels to support me that day. And I would pull one for myself and I would feel like almost immediately better. And I would be like, oh my gosh, like I've not felt good in like how many days? This is crazy. And I started getting up early and taking care of myself. And that looked like sometimes journaling, sometimes an angel card, sometimes yoga, sometimes just sitting outside and just enjoying peace and quiet. And that has evolved into where I am now, where I teach others how to take care of themselves, because it is one of the most important things we can do, is to have a self-care routine and to listen to our body, to listen to our heart, and to listen to this being so that we can continue supporting other people, so we can continue loving other people and taking care of others. Because I think as women, all we want to do is help take care of other people. And it's really hard to pour from an empty cup. And so that is a little bit about me.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that, self-care, thank goodness. And we're now in 2019. It's becoming more popular and people are realizing the importance of this. Like up until this point and up until the past like few years, it feels like even this year, self-care hasn't been of importance. And I love that that is what our community and our country, what we're really looking towards right now. But I also feel that what makes you super unique is that intuitive extrasensory aspect, and that you do include the cards as well, because sometimes we have this divine intuitive knowing, but we just need some encouragement. We just need some affirmation. And then you get that card. And I've done work with Sophia before, and I'm going to talk about that. And when we get to testimonies, and it's like, I knew that. I just needed to hear it a different way. And sometimes the cards, well, all the time, the cards will serve you up with exactly what it is that your heart needs. And it's like, thank you for that affirmation, that confirmation. And sometimes the people in our space, or if we spend a lot of time alone, like if you're a mom, we don't have the people for God to come through and say those words, but it'll come through the cards. So actually, let's talk a little bit about, we're definitely going to do a class together, but I'd love to know your perspective on the difference between like oracle cards versus like tarot cards versus like affirmation cards. Because I love using the affirmation cards and I love using the angel decks. It's more encouraging, but it's not totally like fortune telling. What are your thoughts on that?
So I have a few tarot decks, and I'm not like 100% skilled in them. Like they're ones that I rarely use for other people or for sessions because I'm not 100% confident in them. But tarot can be so accurate and so much just the same as oracle cards. Now, oracle cards, I feel like are more, I don't even want to say more angelic, but that's the essence I guess I get from them is the angelic realm with oracle. Also, the tarot, I think, I am not a tarot reader. I am not a tarot reader. And I think there's 78 card decks. And oracle can be anywhere between like 30 and 72, or usually they're like 32 to 44 or 54. I really believe that it's the deck that calls you. I believe that you can create a relationship with your deck, and when you are meant to have them and they're supposed to be in your life, they will literally call on you, and you'll know that, oh my gosh, I need that deck. And that's basically how all of my decks have come to me. Is just been like, it's like this heart pull, and I'm like, I have to have that. And they've been so like amazing for my heart and my intuition and supporting other people and loving on other people and just letting them know that it's not like woo woo or crazy or weird. It's really a confirmation of your heart. And I love that you already said that. Like what you know intuitively and from your heart space that you know you get to do, or you know you get to trust on, the card shows up and you're like, oh, I was thinking that. And you're like, yeah, this was the confirmation. This is the confirmation that you needed to hear. Your angels knew that you needed to hear it. And here it is. So that's what I love about cards in general.
Yeah, so beautiful. And in the future, we'll definitely be teaching a class on that too, because I think it's something that people are really interested in. And I was really fearful of in the beginning because I just had certain experiences with people that I just didn't like how they were using them. And now I'm like, cards are amazing. Like I use my affirmation decks, and it's like um, happiness is your birthright. And I'm like, you're right. Rah, rah, rah. Like there's nothing evil about it. It's full of love. It's full of guidance. And one of the cards that you and I had pulled, or you had pulled for me, was to go forward fearlessly. And I'm like, this is so beautiful. So if you guys have any hesitation about tarot cards and you're not sure, you're questioning, and you're like, is this too woo-woo for me? Just know and trust it's so much from love, especially the decks that we're using. And people who do use tarot too, just gotta find someone that you really, really trust. So Sophia, let's talk about your sessions and programs, because you are very dynamic in what you have to offer. And so tell us a little bit about that. You have individual sessions, right?
I do. I have one-on-one sessions. My one-on-one sessions are about an hour long, and we dive into what's showing up right now, what you need guidance and clarity and support on right now. And it's just a lot of confirmation. And I love that you already said that, but it's just like, what's that little tiny piece, that little heavy piece that you're just like, I think I know what I want to do. I think I know what I'm supposed to do. I think I know the next step, but I'm a little hesitant. And then the cards come forward, or we do a session, and usually I have cards to just guide our session and to support us. And it's like boom, boom, boom. And you're like, oh my gosh, yes. Okay, cool. Like I know without a doubt of my mind and without a shadow of a doubt that this is what I'm supposed to do, or this is my next step. And you gain clarity in that moment. And you're just like, okay, so that's in a gist what my one-on-one sessions are.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a program that is 6 weeks, and it is a lot of self-care routine. It is called Hear Your Heart, and it's all about listening to your body, listening to your heart. What is it telling you, and how to tune into that? Because so often we listen to outside stuff, we listen to other people, we listen to the shoulds, the expectations, we listen to all this other stuff. And really it's our emotions and our feelings and our heart saying like a yes or no, or expressing, or stuff that we've stuffed down, and we're like so full, and then we start exploding on other people, and we start like our feelings are just all over the place. So I really just dive into, in that 6 weeks, I dive into how to tune into your heart. What is it saying? What a yes and no is, honoring them. And we really go into the feelings that haven't been felt and where they are in your body, I feel like I could go on forever about this 6-week program, and I don't want to because it is so unique to each person and what is like going on in your space. And so I hope that answers that question.
It totally does. And I love that you offer this, because I will say, like, Sophia, you have been my greatest greatest teacher, as far as understanding my emotions. And then I do have a lot of trauma where I had to just put my big girl panties on and move through it. And as a coach, I really need to work on my empathy. I really need to work on understanding my emotions and allowing other people's emotions to show up. And I've really worked through this, and I'm a better coach because of you in this. But it's kind of like, for me, I'm very much like problem solution. I'm like, oh, we got a problem. Okay, let's find a solution. Rather than allowing the emotion to come up. Now I realize, thanks to coaching with you, that we allow this emotion to come up to the surface and hear what it is here to say to us. Once we learn that lesson, once we release that trauma or that guilt or that shame or whatever it is, then we can let it go and just send it off. Thank you for visiting. And I didn't understand that that is an element of self-care, right? That is a way that I can take care of my clients better. And that was so important. And then also I will share with the so to go deep dive into a full program with you, I can only imagine the depth of that. And someone who is going through postpartum depression or anything really, where you might feel stuck or tangled in your emotions, to peel back those layers and one at a time to gently look at it and let it be released. You're honoring yourself, you're honoring your value and your worth and what you're made of, as opposed to, oh, I'm so depressed again. Or, oh, I feel this again. And we become, one of the things I train on is like when we look at ourselves in the mirror, I used to do this a lot. And sometimes it will come up where it's always something we're working on. And I look at the mirror, especially back in the day, and it was like, you're this and you're that, and I'm eating healthy and I'm this and I'm that, and you are X, Y, and Z. And it creates a separation. And so I feel like what you have to offer, Sophia, is the integration of the two, of like, we are a team. And we work together, and listening again to your heart. What do you need? And that is the most healing experience I think that anybody could offer. And I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I will say for the one-on-one session too, because I had done some work with Sophia, and I didn't know exactly, I'm like, I want to do a general reading, but also I have some questions I kind of know. And it was like, okay, we're going to try this out. And I'm so grateful that I did, and I use my own cards. It's way more fun when someone else does it for you, because then you were able to tune in to this. You're like, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling. One of them was to go forward fearlessly. And I'm like, you know what? I had an experience where people were kind of tearing me down. And I was like, man, do I still want to do this? Because it hurt. Like, ouch. And it was like, go forward fearlessly. Yes, you know this is what you're meant to do. This is your dharma. This is your calling. Like, you have Archangel Michael protecting you. You have the angels and the guides supporting you on this walk. And I'm like, I knew that. You're right. But I needed that. Like, it really helped me feel supported. And the other one was about a porcupine, and how I had this really amazing experience of people kind of like attacking me in a way. And I wanted to be like, I'm going to do a Facebook Live about this, and I'm going to talk about the lessons that I learned. And she's like, I want to caution you. She's like, what they did was pokey to you, but you have a choice as to whether or not you're going to be sharp back, or are you going to kind of lay that down but still present the message. And I was like, ooh, thank you. Because I was still saying cuss words in my head about the whole thing. So clearly I need to still digest them. So thank you so much, Sophia. Like, that is the value that she brings to the table. It was clarity in a really, really sticky situation I felt myself in. And you've just been, over the past year, it feels like it's been longer. I feel like I've known you for so long. In my heart, I have. In just the ways that you have helped me become a better coach, a better person, and even delivering my message in a more beautiful and tactful and tasteful way. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other testimonials that you personally wanted to share?
I have one. I have more, and you can find them on my website. But this one that sticks out to me, it was one client who I worked with for about 6 months, and I like literally the basis of our time together was support. She felt like she had no support. She felt like she didn't have anybody leading or cheering her on, or that she could lean on to. And no matter what she did, I supported her. Like, I'm like, this is your choice. You choose. I support you. And and I'll tell you what transpired. So what transpired was she went from, in the matter of 6 months, she went from living in a place where the people that she was living with, her roommates, were not nice to her. They were not kind to her. They had this whole house, but she had basically one room to herself. And she was not manipulated, but for lack of a better word, manipulated into thinking that she had to like take care of like a lot of different things within the house to like earn her keep, even though she was paying rent. She was working a job that she absolutely did not like, and she was not treated very well. Within that 6 months, I'll say that graciously, because I don't know if graciously is the word, but that just came forward graciously, because I think it was sooner than 6 months, but within the solid 6 months that we worked together, she had a different job. She found a place that she could afford by herself. So she's an independent, badass woman, and she is living so happy. Now, this was a year and a half ago. So now she's actually grown into a different position even from then for work. And she is like flourishing. She is one of my most awesome success stories, but I don't even look at it that way. Like, I had somebody else ask me about a testimony too, and that came forward, and I was like, but she did it. Like, she did it. I didn't do it. All I did was support her and love on her and tell her that she could do it. And so if you feel like you can't, call me, because I will tell you that you can, and I can support you, because I just want to see you happy, and I just want to support you. So that's one of my testimonies that I absolutely I just adore her. And I know she could have done it without me, but I also know that my support helped her so much. So there's that.
And I absolutely trust and believe that having an accountability partner, having someone just believe in you enough so you can borrow their belief when you need it, is huge. But I also know, Sophia, you have such a beautiful way of articulating what it is that you are delivering, like the message that you deliver. And again, you're one of my greatest teachers, because in your way of how you encourage people, you're channeling also beautiful, divine, angelic information. And it's like, oh, that's exactly what I needed. Like, I just had a vision of like a dessert, and it's just right. You're like, oh my gosh, I just needed one bite, and it was just so perfect. That's the message that you deliver to people. So it's so much more than like, I cheered her on. It's like, yeah, I will say, because I know you. And like, there was actually one point where I was just feeling like I nosedived emotionally, and oh, we got to talk about your group too. I felt like I nosedived emotionally, and I like popped into her group, and I needed to watch a Facebook Live that she had done, because I just needed that Sophia energy. And then I voice messaged you after, and I was like, I just needed some Sophia. Like that. And I just cried, and it was okay. I needed someone. Sometimes you want your mom, sometimes you want your dad, but I just wanted Sophia, because of that energy that you bring and that love. Like, you were totally meant to be a coach and a self-love mentor, 100%. So with that beautiful segue into your group, tell us about your group. It's poppin'.
So my group is called Magical Living, and I absolutely love this because, oh, I wish I had my coffee mug. Ooh, I do. It's on the counter, but I'm not going to get it. It says, I am a magical being meant for a magical life. And this came with our deck, the Affirmation deck. Oh, my Inner Radiance. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I have that deck.
So I got the mug that went with it. And I just know that. I know that I'm a magical being meant for a magical life. And my group is called Magical Living because I just want everyone to know how magical they are and how magical life can be. So my group, I am in there live 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and I have a theme for each day. Monday is Angel Monday. Wednesday is Rebel Wednesday, where I do not filter myself one bit. And Friday is Fairy Friday. And each day I just talk about those themes and I pull a card on each day or multiple cards, just depends on what I'm feeling that day. And I just support you in whatever's showing up. And I just be me.
I love it. It's so interesting to watch any and all of those, whatever we can pop on, when I'm getting ready in the morning or I'm getting ready for the day or while I'm cleaning house, because there's always another delicious um, and just the right spot kind of message that you'll receive from that. And I love that you're just flowing and you're pulling cards and they have different themes. I learned a lot too with your like with the animal decks and talking about fairies. Like it's something that I'm learning and I continue to learn about as well. So we will set the links and share them below this video. So if you guys want to join her group, you can definitely do that as well. And then also, how do people connect with you, Sophia? What is the best way? And we'll drop those links below.
You can connect with me on Facebook, Sophia Nickell, on Instagram, Magically Sophia. And you can also go to my website, which is journeywithsophia.com.
Beautiful. So yeah, I'll drop those all below. If you guys have questions, you can always connect with me as well, and I will send you her way. And what is one top tip that you have to help people elevate their life from mediocre to magical?
Listen. Whatever that means. But right now what I'm feeling is like if you have this little heartburn or this little heart pull, just listen. And maybe ask a simple question of, is that a yes or no? Or do I get to do this? But if we pause and listen, we can hear profound messages. So my little wisdom is listen.
Mm-hmm. And when was the last time that you really sat in silence to allow yourself to hear? And I am sometimes guilty of this too. I'm like, oh yeah, I did. I was in the car. I was in the shower, but it's like, no. Like you actually sat with the intention to listen, praying is talking to God or spirit, whatever you deem as your higher power, versus meditation is sitting and listening. And sometimes we're listening to a meditation. Other times we're really sitting there and just like asking, what is that message that is meant to drop in today? Beautiful. I love that. I'm going to commit to that today. Do it. Well, thank you so much, Sophia, for being here. I love you. I know our audience loves you as well. Again, if you guys are looking to connect, all of the information will be below, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Wishing you an amazing day full of amazing things. Talk soon. Bye.